Hey beauties, look what I have in my makeup loving hands. I have the brand new Hermes foundation. That's right. I'm going to give you my initial impressions and review of this beauty right here, this $145 beauty. I'm going to show you a little mini wear test of about 3 hours or so to let you know my initial impressions of this foundation. I'm going to let you know what I think about the finish, the application, the wear, all of those things. So if you want to hear all the details, please stick around. Please also make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and that you hit the little notification bell because I will have another video telling you my full, complete thoughts after I wear this for a full day wear test. You don't want to miss out on that. So please make sure that you hit that little subscribe button and let's get this party started. I have that little glorious orange box in my hand, and no, it is not a Birkin. I wish it was. But we will have to settle for the Hermes foundation. This is brand new, hot off the presses. And this was not a cheap purchase, I have to be honest. Not that anything from Hermes would be cheap or reasonable, but it's worth it. I hope it's worth it, actually. I don't know if it's worth it. Hopefully it will be worth it because we got the brand new foundation. So I actually stopped filming this to look up how to properly pronounce this. I'm not sure if I'm going to. I'm going to try. So this is the Hermés Plein Air, I think. But this is their new luminous matte foundation. Let me tell you a little bit about the product before we apply it. It has the beautiful Hermes emblem on the cap. And here is just a regular glass top and then a frosted glass bottom. And I picked up the shade 21N Bleu, B-L-E, Bleu, Bleu, ooh, I don't know. That's the shade that I picked up. I will link it down below. So in trying to educate myself on how to pronounce this foundation name, which I'm sure that I did not pronounce correctly, I found some information I thought that was very interesting. So the phrase plein air is French for in the open air, and it refers to the practice of painting outdoors directly from nature to capture the fleeting effects of natural light, atmosphere, and color, and it is a technique that was made popular by the Impressionists, including Monet and Renoir, and it is still widely used today in landscape painting. So I thought that was interesting that that's where the term comes from. Now, in talking about the collection that was released by Hermes, they did release a moisturizing and unifying perfecting primer for $110. That is on its way to me. I'm doing a first impression video with this video, and then I'll be filming another video talking about my thoughts with the primer after I do a full day wear test, things like that. So I will get back to you on the primer. And ladies, if you have your husband or boyfriend around and you don't want him to hear the price of this foundation, cover his ears because this foundation retails for a whopping $145. So make sure he didn't hear that. And they also released a brush that was $122 and then a travel makeup brush that was $84. So I just picked up the foundation and the primer. And let me tell you a little bit about the details of the foundation and then we will put it on my face. So we have this luminous matte skincare foundation. It comes in 34 shades. It evens out the skin instantly, blurring imperfections. It has a 16-hour long-lasting hold, and it is medium buildable coverage that enhances and restores the complexion's radiance. And over time, the skin is moisturized and regains its elasticity while fine lines are visibly smooth. It is made in Italy. It does contain fragrance, so if you're sensitive to fragrance, please be aware of that. And it is supposed to resemble a second skin finish. It is resistant to heat, humidity, and perspiration. And once applied to the skin, it is supposed to remain true to color all throughout the day. And this is interesting. It's formulated with an 82% skincare base. It has niacinamide, pure hyaluronic acid, and white mulberry extract, which is an antioxidant that plumps the skin while protecting it from oxidative stress. And it comes in 3 undertones: warm for skin with a pink, apricot, or copper tone, cool for skin with a golden, ochre, or bronze tone, or neutral for skin with no particular dominant tone. And the suggested application method is to either use the brush that Hermes released with the collection or the fingertips. And the coverage can be adjusted by varying the amount applied. So you can either do a more natural look to a more glam look. And it says for greater coverage or to blur imperfections, simply tap a little bit of extra onto a specific area. So now that all the preliminaries are out of the way, let's get to testing this out. I'm so pumped. Now, I did buy 2 shades just because I had a hard time figuring out on the website which shade would be better for me. So now that I've seen it in person, I know which shade I'm going to keep, but I just want to show you the shade that I'm not keeping, just in case you're curious about this particular number. This is 7N, so 7 neutral. And I just want to show you this in case you are curious how this shade looks in person. I'm not going to swipe it just because I'm going to return it. And this is the shade that I picked up, again, 21N. So just so you could see how they compare side by side. So this is 7N and this is 21N. So quite a difference. This might be a little bit too dark for me, but this definitely would be too light for me. And I'd rather have a little bit of a darker effect than too light because it's too much. It's too much. So I'm going to put this back in the box, but in case you're curious about what 7N looked like, there it is. So let us get to applying this foundation. Take off the cap. So I just pumped a little bit on my hand, and as you can see, it is running down some. Not terribly so, but a little bit. And let me quickly clip my hair. So I did prep my skin a couple of hours ago with the Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum, and then I used the Chanel Hydra Creme on top. But that was a couple hours ago. Okay, so initially it is very fragrant right off the bat. Oh, it feels nice. But it is quite fragrant, so if you're sensitive to fragrances, you may want to skip it or go into a store if you can find it in a boutique or department store and go test it out. I ordered mine on Nordstrom's. I know it's also available on Macy's right now on their website. And the day before filming, Macy's was running a promotion. I think if you use your card, you can get $20 off. I didn't know that. I ordered from Nordstrom. And then also they had the primer, which I did order. Okay. So that's a first application just right here. I think off the bat, it's looking very natural. It's letting the glow from my products underneath come through, but not adding much glow to that, which is good. Since it's a luminous matte, I think the color match is pretty good, actually. You wouldn't think so necessarily. Looking at the color on my face right now, you wouldn't think it would be a good match, but it looks like it is. And this is the Details by Tati brush that I'm using. This also has a spatula side to it, but I'm not using that right now. This has instantly become one of my new favorite foundation brushes. It just moves around the product so nicely. And then what's nice is, if you've done your eyebrows already, you could just take the foundation and just go around the eyebrows and not really mess them up if you want. So I'm going to put a little bit more on the chin. So as I'm looking at my skin, I have to say the little lines that I have right here, they do look a little bit blurred. It's not emphasizing any pores. Feels so lightweight on the skin. I don't even feel like I have anything on right now. It's not sticky. It's really nice, actually. I'm so glad that I didn't go with the lighter shade. I think that would have been way too light for me. So in this video, I'm going to try to do a 2 to 3 hour wear test. Probably 2 hours, to be honest with you. Because I got this shipped today and quickly rushed to get ready to do this video. And I'm going to try to edit it and put it up the next day. So I don't have a ton of time to do a full day wear test, but tomorrow I'm going to do a wear test, see how it goes. I will let you know my thoughts along with the primer. I'll let you know how that goes. So stay tuned for part 2 of this video. Plus, spending $145 on a foundation, we should get at least 2 videos out of this, right? I'm going to compare this to any foundations I've recently tried. And by recent, I mean in the last 6 months or so. So not that recent, but recent. I would say this has more coverage than the Victoria Beckham foundation drops. And less glow, more of a natural finish. I mean, there is a decent amount of glow, as you can see when I move my cheek. There is a good amount of glow. The Victoria Beckham, I feel, is a lot more glow, but this is more of a true luminous matte finish. It's a little bit more glowy than the Outside In Serum Foundation that came out a few months ago, which is one of my favorites. Really one of my favorites. If I want to compare it to the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Natural Finish Foundation off the bat, I would say maybe a little bit less coverage, but a little bit more luminosity. But it's really beautiful. What do we think? I know a lot of my viewers and subscribers like to see up close and personal so you can see the details of how it's really sitting on my face. So I'm going to get a little up close and personal just so you can see that. So this is without concealer on, just the foundation. I think it looks beautiful. It feels so soft, and this feels like velvet on your skin. Very nice. So now I'm going to apply a little bit of concealer and a little bit of eye product, and then we'll do a couple hours worth of a wear test, come back, meet, discuss, share our thoughts, share our feelings, all that fun stuff. And then, like I said, another video will be coming up very, very soon to tell you how the full day wear test went and my thoughts with the primer and the whole thing. So let's conceal what needs to be concealed. And I'm going in with the new Prada concealer in the shade LN3. There's been a lot of buzz around this concealer over the last few days. Let me know in the comments down below if you've tried it yet. I've heard very good things, and I've heard not so great things from some of you. Some people said it was drying under their eyes. I did not find that to be the case, but a few of you did tell me that. So that's interesting to know. I'm glad you told me that. Thank you. It's always good to know what you guys are experiencing so we can compare and discuss. Also, because just because I have a good experience with something doesn't mean that you will. Everyone's skin type is different. Everyone's skin needs are different. So it's good that we can all share our experiences and our opinions, get an idea of how everyone is doing with a particular launch. I've been using this concealer pretty much every day lately, and I really enjoy it. One of my subscribers asked the other day how this compares to the Victoria Beckham concealer pen. And I compared the two, and I like the Prada better. The Victoria Beckham concealer was nice, but it didn't provide enough coverage under my eyes. It was more moisturizing, I think, than the Prada, but it didn't have the same amount of coverage or longevity. So I would still prefer the Prada. I know a lot of you also bought the new Chanel concealer and have been enjoying it. Let me know in the comments also if you've been liking that too, or if you haven't. Like I said, it's good to get an idea of where everybody is. So this is the Prada Concealer LN3 with the Hermès foundation. And now we're going to do a little bit of something with these eyes because we need a little something up there. So for eyes, I want to do something simple using this Makeup by Mario Master Matte Cream Eyeshadow in the shade Sienna. I've been wanting to pick up this shade for the longest time just because I love this product so much. And like I said, subtle is the name of the game right now. So I'm not even going to prime my eyelids. I'm just going to go in with the eyeshadow. Isn't that a beautiful shade? I love these eyeshadows. They're so long wearing, so easy to work with. Just pop them in your purse and go. Now, normally I just apply it directly to the eyelid, but that can prove a little bit messy. And we are classy here on this channel. We try to be. So I'm not going to do that on camera. And I am wasting more product by doing it this way because it does dry down quite quickly. You have to do one eye at a time. But it's just a neater application doing it this way than doing it on the lid sometimes. But just see how pretty this is? It's just so easy, one and done. See, just so simple. And this is Details by Tati brush. This is the ES4. It's just a flawless application on the eyes, very easy to use. And now I'm just going to take my Armani Bronzer and just pop it over the top just to give it a little bit of something. Just to soften up the look a little bit. Okay, so I just applied some eyeliner, the Prada Mahogany eyeliner, and the Prada Scope mascara. And you see the foundation is wearing beautifully. So I'm going to do a couple hours worth of a wear test and we'll see how we look. I'm not going to powder it. I'm not going to blush. I'm not going to bronze. I'm not going to fix any of this. It's going to stay the way it is. And like I said, there will be a part 2 to this video where we do the whole day wear test and I tell you how that goes. But we're going to do a couple hours and see how we do. So I will be right back. 3 hours later. What do we think? I think it's so beautiful. Look at this luminosity right here. So I have not touched up anything. I haven't powdered anything. As you can see, my under eyes, the darkness is coming through because I didn't set it. I didn't, powder it like I said. But look at the foundation. So my first initial impressions of this foundation is that it is an excellent foundation. I think that it wore beautifully during the 3 hours that I've had it on. It feels like you have nothing on the skin. It feels weightless. It feels velvety soft to the touch. There's no tackiness. There's no stickiness. It just feels like your skin. It feels like you put a really nice moisturizer on that has set into the skin. It almost seems like it's one with your skin. I think the second skin description was really accurate. I think it is a luminous matte finish. I think I am getting a decent amount of glow. And even when I look in the mirror, in my home, it looks glowy, but it's not too glowy. Like, say, the Victoria Beckham foundation drops, which I personally love because I love a glowy look. To me, that foundation is much more glowy than this one. This is almost like a lit from within type glow. I think that you can tell that this is a skincare-based product. It's not settling into fine lines. Again, I didn't set, so my concealer is wearing off a little bit, maybe around the nose area where you would normally powder or set with a spray. That's coming through, but I feel like that's true with any foundation. And especially me, my dark circles always come through if I don't set. But I didn't want to set to see how the foundation would wear. But I'm just really impressed, and it just feels so good on your skin. I think the shade match was perfect. I'm very proud of myself because I thought this was going to be a total disaster. I spent $145 on a foundation. It wouldn't look good on camera. My YouTube career would be over. You don't even know the pressure that I was under. So the fact that I was able to pick a very good color match, I'm very, very pleasantly surprised and happy about that. But putting all my irrational fears and concerns aside, I think I did a good job. And I'm really happy with it. Like, I don't have any complaints off the bat so far. The only thing I would say is that it's fragranced. So if you're sensitive to fragrances, I know some of my viewers and subscribers are sensitive to fragrances and always mindful of that. So I try to say that if I can on a review. Sometimes I forget, but this is fragrance. It's obvious when you put it on. And more importantly, it is in the ingredients. So if you have a sensitivity to fragrances, either skip it or go into the store if you're able to and try it once it's at a boutique or a department store near you. Now, do I think it's worth $145? I will have to get back to you on that. I have to do the full day wear test. I personally think, based on my initial impressions, if it continues to hold up like this, I think it's worth it. But I also love luxury beauty, and I will spend money on luxury beauty because I do love it so much. Does this mean that you can't get a great foundation for much less than $145? Of course not. So I always say these things because in the sphere of luxury beauty, what's worth it or what's reasonable with prices, it's all relative because you're talking about a much more expensive world where, Louis Vuitton will charge $200 and something for an eyeshadow palette with 4 colors in it. So it's all relative in the luxury beauty space. But I think if it's something that makes you feel beautiful, you love the packaging, the skincare element is there, it's hydrating on the skin, and you love the way it wears and makes you feel, then I think it's worth it. But that will have to come with a full day wear test, which I will be doing. So please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel because I'm probably going to do that in my next video. I want to do the full day wear test or two, see how I like it, see how it goes with powders, with sprays, things like that, with blush and bronzer. But I will get back to you on that. So please make sure that you subscribe and hit the little notification bell if you haven't done so already so that you don't miss that. So now I'm going to apply some bronzer and some blush just to complete the look, just so that we're looking, all done up on YouTube here. We want to make sure we're looking our best. So I'm going to use my Dior bronzer, which if you had seen a couple of videos ago, I couldn't find this and I was panicking because this is my favorite bronzer. And there's a little bit of concern as to why I couldn't find this, but I found it. So all is right with the world. And we're going to go in with this beauty right here. And I'm going to use this Details by Tati brush. This is the EX1 brush. I've really been loving this for bronzer. So just get it all up in the brush. Tap it off. I just love this bronzer. But let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of how it looks? What do you think of the coverage? What do you think of the effect on the skin? Do you like it? Do you not like it? You see how it has a glow here? If I back away from the camera, you're not seeing it as much. If I get up close, you're seeing it more. But if you don't like this much of a glow, I think you could set it down with powder and you'd probably be fine. But again, I have to wear it and test it out more. And when I do my wear test, I probably will wear powder and/or setting spray, just because that's how I wear my makeup generally. So that's how I would compare how the foundation does. But I just want to show you what the completed look looks like with blush and bronzer, so you could see how it would look maybe on you with a complete face of makeup. And what do we think of my eyeshadow? I'm so glad that I finally got the shade from Makeup by Mario. It's one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. It's so easy to use. If you haven't tried it, you should. So now I'm going to put away my Dior bronzer. Just happen to have it back in my life. Going back to the fragrance of this product, in case you're wondering what it smells like, it just smells like a beautiful floral scent. Really nice. Once you have it on your face, you're not going to smell it. But I do understand that a lot of people are very sensitive to fragrances. So even though the smell kind of dissipates rather quickly, you don't want to take a chance if you're sensitive. So just want to caution you with that. And I'm just going in with Westman Atelier blush in the shade Petal. This is the mini baby cheeks blush. Patting it out in my hand. That's why it looks like that. Also, let me know in the comments down below what spring releases you'd be interested in seeing reviewed on my channel, because I have a list in the back of my mind as to what I know already is coming out. Of course, there will be more that I'm not aware of yet, but just let me know. I'd like to know what you're interested in, what you're not interested in. And I love the fact that everyone in my comments is very opinionated, and we talk about what we like, what we don't like, what works for one, what doesn't work for the other. It's a lot of fun to speak in the comments section. So join in on the fun. Let me know what you're thinking. Just taking my foundation brush and just cleaning up my blush, because if you're new to this channel, my name's Courtney. I'm an over blusher and an oversharer. So I usually have to go back and fix my blush just a little bit, just a tad. But look how beautiful this is looking with blush and bronzer. So I am just going to apply a little bit more concealer just under my eyes and around the nose area. Just going into the eyes here with my Prada setting powder, which I've absolutely been loving. I never tried it before until recently. I had bought it for the Prada concealer review type videos, and I really love it. It's great. See what a beautiful job that did of smoothing out the under eyes? So if you haven't tried this yet, it's quite pricey. It's $90, but it's good stuff. And also it's green. How fun is that? And then for lip gloss, I just went in with the Chanel lip gloss here. I picked this up during the Christmas season. This was part of one of the holiday kits. So that is the shade Rouge Cocoa Gloss number 119. Okay, so that wraps up part 1 of this Hermes Foundation extravaganza party, soiree, whatever we want to call it. After I wear this for a day or two, I will let you know my thoughts. And also, I will be doing a demo of this foundation with the primer that Hermes released. I should be getting it very soon, hopefully. If my UPS guy comes through, Rob, if you're watching, thank you for everything that you do. You are a trooper and you're an amazing person. But whenever the primer gets in the mail, you know that I will be putting it on my face, putting on the foundation, and letting you know my thoughts. So if you don't want to miss out on any of that fun, and you want to see a lot of other fun spring releases that we have coming up, this is not the end. Please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of my future uploads. I love chatting with you in the comments down below. You express your opinions, you make funny jokes, and all of you are so incredibly positive and supportive. And it really makes my day and also makes YouTube so much fun. It's a fun thing to do just to begin with, but to have such a supportive and fun and positive community that you guys have helped me build, it makes it all the more fun and even more rewarding. So thank you so much for your positivity and for your time and for your support of my channel. I cannot thank you enough. And if you would like to join our growing community of beauty lovers and friends, we would seriously love to have you. So thank you so much for your time. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below, or just say hi. Let me know that you stopped by, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.